From Tamna, the frankincense route leads to Marib, the capital of the Kingdom of Saba, the cradle of South Arabian civilization. Around 680 BC, the Sabaen king Karib al-Watara conquered a large part of Yemen after 8 campaigns. He adopted the title of Mukarib, which means unifier, and imposed his rule on other kingdoms. At the end of the rule of Karib al-Watara, the little kingdom of Ma'in freed itself from Sabaean control. It specialized in caravan transportation, establishing trading posts along the frankincense route for the Sabaeans. Marib, the capital of the Kingdom of Saba, was the biggest city in southern Arabia at that time. The memory of Saba's glory is preserved on the walls of the cafes in the new town of Marib. The kingdom's prosperity depended on the spice trade and agriculture. The fertility of the Marib oasis is still legendary. It is mentioned in the Quran in a surat describing Saba as an excellent country with 2 wonderful gardens. For centuries, the Sabaeans channeled the water from the seasonal rains that ran down from the mountains towards the Dana Wadi. According to Arab tradition, the Marib oasis was a vast palm grove that took more than 40 days to cross on horseback, without the rider ever being exposed to the sun. These extraordinary walls of upright stones, built more than 3,000 years ago, are evidence of the oasis' first hydraulic systems. Placed in the wadi bed, these little dikes diverted some of the water towards 2 sluice gates. Canals then irrigated the surrounding plots of arable land. With time, the accumulation of alluvium caused the land level to rise. The little dikes became unusable and a large dam was needed. This construction, of which only 2 sluice gates remain, is an outstanding example of the ancient Yemeni sophisticated irrigation techniques. Two sluice gates were built into the rocky sides of the Dana Wadi. A dike more than 600 meters long blocked off the valley. In the rainy season, the water that filled the wadi came up against the dike and ran off along 2 canals towards the fields below. A complex arterial system redistributed the water over the plots of arable land. At one time, the Marib oasis extended over nearly 10,000 hectares. Marib was the largest town, the economic and cultural hub of happy Arabia. The ruins of the former capital are 1 kilometer from the modern city, around the old village of Marib, abandoned since the Civil War of 1962. In its heyday, the royal city was protected by a thick wall. It occupied an area of 110 hectares and had a population of more than 40,000. Archaeologists are now certain that the remains of the royal palace of Saba are still slumbering under the ruins of the old village. But this is yet to be confirmed by excavations. At the end of the village is the ancient Suleiman ibn Dawood Mosque, the Mosque of Solomon, son of David, which was built on the site of one of the city's temples. Monolithic columns, ancient capitals, sometimes mounted upside down. All these architectural features were borrowed by the Muslim architects of the 10th century from the ruins of ancient shrines. The two chief centres of Sabaen worship were outside the city, in the middle of the oasis. Pilgrims from all over the kingdom could thus pay tribute to the gods without jeopardizing the peace and order of the city. The Ba'an temple is dedicated to Almaqah, the Sabaeans' chief god. German archaeologists have been excavating the sanctuary since 1988. The temple is made up of several parts. A forecourt surrounded on three sides by porticos, a sacred well in the center of the courtyard, and the sanctuary, built on a large platform. Ritual ceremonies probably began around the well, the most ancient part of the temple. The priests drew holy water which ran from the well into pools via pipes decorated with bulls' heads. The bull, whose horns evoke the crescent moon, is a holy animal, often depicted in South Arabian temples. Steps, flanked by two bronze statues, then led to two great columns with capitals, typical of Sabaean temples. Only the priests and high officials in charge of ritual offerings were authorized to go beyond the great columns and gain access to the Saint of Saints. The marks left in the stone suggest there was a life-sized bronze idol, probably representing a bull.